the Patriotic Alliance of Gayton Mackenzie, and the Pan-African Congress of Azania of Mzwanele Nyonso are the latest parties to join the government of national confusion. To their credit, the PA has always been clear that they will join this movement. So Gayton Mackenzie has been very vocal about it. But many people are confused. Why is it that the PAC also has sold out Robert Sibuku and joined this right-wing movement of the ANC and the DA? Are they selling out in hopes to clinch one seat in cabinet, or what the hell is going on? People are asking this question, and in this channel, we answer it all.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, King053, Mr. Easy Imale Neng. And we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're addressing the PA and the PAC. Hey, Nkosiam. Okay, let's start with the PA. Let's start with the PA. The PA has always been clear that they're going to join the government of national confusion, because they wanted the two ministries of health or the police ministry. They wanted those ones, and they've been clear. And you ask yourself, are they qualified to run those departments? But anyway, you know, guys, when you get into a political space, qualifications fall away. You'll be led by people without matric, or you'll be led with people with only matric. There, like, things don't matter anymore. For us to qualify in our jobs, we have to graduate. But for a minister, for a member of parliament, you can go to member of parliament without any school background. You can just go there because you are popular and you are selected by your political party. How nice is that? Maybe we should join a political party. For those who want to open a political party with your boy King, suggest the name below. But just suggest the name below. Now, the PA's problem is that Helen Zille does not want them there because of the threat that they possess in the Western Cape. They have 9 seats right now. You know, they are a big part. I think 11, 12 years old now. They've been around. So Helen Zille is totally, she does not want those people. She does not want those people at all. But let's listen to what Gayton Mackenzie said in response to what Helen Zille is trying to do and what the ANC is trying to do, trying to lock Jacob Zuma out of the way. Let's listen to what Gayton said.
Must now say nothing, but they can see what you are doing. You are involved. You want to impose John Steenhuisen as a deputy president of this country. Do you really think 45% that Zuma got in KZN, and those people will just fold their eyes, their hands? Do you think 30% of the ANC will go with the DA? You go on here, you pump. I want to expose your lie about the DA here on this life. You're underestimating Zuma. You're undermining a man that is smart. He's a chess master. So all I want, already MT came out and they said elections is not free and fair. Now this is, and Patriots, are you still with me? Are you still? Zuma will come back stronger. There's 4 parts. I'm now still at part 1. What you are doing, you think you're destroying Zuma by bringing Helen Zille and the ANC together. But you're making Zuma stronger, because ANC guys are going to go to Zuma. Some guys in the EFF will go to Zuma. You make Zuma another victim. So I want to ask business, let democracy unveil itself. Let it play out. Don't try to come with your tricks here. I see what you're doing. The other people can see, but because you funded them, they can't talk. Now, you guys that's busy trying to influence how things must be, you didn't fund me. So that's the first part that you must know. President Zuma is sitting at his house and he's wishing and praying for the D and ANC to form a coalition. That makes him powerful beyond description.
One thing that you must appreciate with people that are not your typical politicians, they don't know how to be politically correct. So when Gayton Mackenzie speaks, he speaks from the heart. So it's either you're going to thoroughly disagree with him or you are definitely going to agree with him. And this is one of those cases where I definitely agree with him. The man at least has got a brain on his head. You know, so he is right. Jacob Zuma is going to come back stronger because they are not pushing Jacob Zuma away, according to me. They are pushing the people to Jacob Zuma because the people of South Africa are wise enough to see what is going on. Now, he wrote a letter to Helen Zille, to the public, responding to the arrogance of the DA Federal Council chairperson, Helen Zille, to say this person is so arrogant. She cannot think that she can get into this government of collusion, confusion, and run it. And now the ANC must report to her. Now I've covered this thing of Helen. Helen, can John Steenhuisen grow some balls and take some media obligations and can we not hear from this woman again? Oh my God. We'll be hearing from Helen Zille until Cyril Ramaphosa sets a cabinet. Oh my God. And she'll be making noise and praising Cyril Ramaphosa's decision because Cyril Ramaphosa is going to do exactly as he's told. Exactly. And Gayton Mackenzie sees that. And he sees also the danger that is coming in KwaZulu-Natal. The people of KwaZulu-Natal have been provoked beyond measure. Beyond measure, then intimidated with police presence. As if police can do anything. As if. You know, in South Africa, we no longer fear death anymore. And dying for a good cause is worth dying for. It's better than just dying, Jepela. Dying for Marikana, you will be celebrated as a hero. I'm not saying go out in the street and commit any nonsense, whatever. You know how I feel about politics. But at the end, the nation must stand up and fight. Understand? Not in arms, not fighting, breaking people's businesses and whatever. There's a more intelligent way of fighting as a majority people. Because we are the majority that disagree with this government of national unity. But please, no violence, my people. So I like what he says there. He supports Zuma completely. He also wants a rerun, this guy. He also wants a rerun. So that's all I have to say about the PA. It's a political party that fundamentally I disagree with most of their standings and everything because I'm a Pan-Africanist. I'm all about inclusion, integration with other African countries, and they are totally against Zimbabwe and other African countries. So because of that, I'm not going to speak too much. You guys already know my stance with Gayton Mackenzie. I don't think those are seasonal politicians. They can't do decisions that are rational. They're always emotional. But this time around, he's right. And when he's right, you must not be angry because he's not even my enemy, but he's totally right in what he's doing now. His observations are spot on. And again, because I love my colored African brothers, because I consider them as African, I'm happy that there's a party in parliament that speaks for the voiceless of the colored people. I'm happy they've got, I think, a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old or something like that in parliament, 2 girls that are under the age of 21. So that's very good for them. I'm happy for them. They've got 9 seats. Shalana with them, no problems. Now let's speak about the Pan-African Congress of Azania, the PAC. What is going on there? Mzwanele is a person that was also involved in this what do they call it? What do they call these parties that just said now last week? They just said last week the Progressive Caucus movement. They joined that movement. So from that movement, what made the PAC to leave that movement of progressive parties? I'm talking about the ATM, the EFF. I'm talking about the UDM. I'm talking about Aljama. Those progressive parties, to leave them, to then say you want to join. You want to join. You want to join. I don't know what to say. What are you joining? Subuk, what is Subuk saying about this in his grave, looking at you joining hands with with um with with the DA? But before I do that, let me play a clip, because in this channel I strongly believe in land repossession and not amending anything, changing the section 25 or whatever they call it, changing it completely. And during the build up to the elections, I agreed with Ubabum Zwanele so much when he spoke about land. And this is what he said. And this is where he grabbed my attention. I'm like, wow, this is a Pan-Africanist.
Tell me though, land, we're going to stick on land for a while, you and I, naturally, because that's land first and all shall follow. Why is it that this hasn't gained traction in Parliament? Because in the past 30 years of a black-run government that had power to change legislature and everything else, why is it that this hasn't taken off?
Let me not beat about the bush. Those who are in power in Parliament, or the majority black party in Parliament, are cowards.
Okay.
They are invertebrates. They can't take decisions. They are scared of white people. Maybe we should also demand at some point, as a country, as a nation, that they must show us these minutes of the meetings they had with NP before every
Codesa.
Before
Codesa
Codesa.
meeting.
No.
Even before Codesa.
Even before Codesa.
Yeah.
You see, those minutes with Kopi Kutias and others.
Okay.
Because let me tell you something that you know. Last year, EFF tabled a motion in Parliament about the expropriation of land without compensation.
Yes.
That's not a PAC policy. PAC policy is land repossession.
Okay.
Land restoration.
Pause for a second on the EFF thing. You'll complete it. What is land repossession?
It's because we are a dispossessed nation. Now, we want to repossess our land.
Let's assume I own land and
Yes.
I'm Afrikaner or I'm white.
And that land must be repossessed by government.
How?
It must take that land. It must not ask you if you want. Do you want to give me this land?
Give me in practice. I wake up in the morning and I'm stretching my, I'm having coffee.
It's doable. That's what we fought for.
And you walk in and say...
Exactly. The
But
government must take the land and redistribute it with equally amongst ourselves. All of us, including them.
So you're saying you walk into my yard and say we are here to fetch the land?
If that yard, you repossessed it.
I have title deeds.
If you depossess, where did you get the title?
From the very government.
And you are an African.
I'm a citizen of this country.
Which white man is a legal title deed here?
But they do, many of them.
It's not legal. That's why I said...
The very land we are on today, right now, I bought it from a white man.
And you must know that title deed is blood-stained.
Now, as a Pan-Africanist, when I heard a man say the black parties in Parliament are cowards, it made me smile. Because it's the truth. The motion of amending the Section 25 of the land was there, and they backed out of it because they don't control themselves, especially the ANC. The EFF put the motion there. So let's get our land back. Let's amend this thing. Let's get our land back. Cowards in Parliament that are scared of white people. By white people, we don't mean scared of their fellow parliamentarians. We mean these things they call the market, the investors. They are scared of those guys. That is what is happening here. So instead of saying expropriation without compensation, the PAC says land repossession. We repossess what was taken from us because we are supposed to be possessing that thing. And I agree with that. We are not that party that says take away the land from white people and throw them out in the sea and whatever. We say it must be allocated proportionally according to the percentage of that race. It cannot be that 8% of the land, 8% of a population owns more land than 80% of the population. How does that make sense? You know, so let's share. But when we share, you're not going to get a big cut. The Africans will get a big cut because they are the majority. Then we can live in peace with one another. But white people obviously don't want to share. That's why 30 years later, they're still keeping it. Those who are racist went overseas, they left, sold their farms, sold everything, went to New Zealand, went to the UK, went to Canada, left because they couldn't take it being under a black government. Their racism, they just could not hide it anymore. They packed and left. Why? Because they have generated enough wealth during the apartheid era. So that's what is happening here. And also, what I've always said is that the title deeds must be questioned and revised and scrutinized, and everyone must tell us, especially Orania. Orania bought their land from the Department of Water Affairs in 1990. When did they buy it? In 1990. And Orania was established in 1991. So you can't tell me that Orania is a land that must be further recognized. What nonsense is this? What nonsense is this? So, coming back to the PAC, Mzwanele, I said this is a strategy. Maybe he was sent by MK to say, listen, go there. We need someone who is in the boardrooms when these people are talking, who sits there and listens for us. Understand? Then I said, but does it mean in our strategy of fighting the art of war, we can sell out our principles just to be in close proximity with the enemy? You heard the clip that I played. He never changed his mind. I think his mind is still the same. But going and joining the ANC and for the PAC, I can expect this from Azapo, honestly. I can expect, you must remember, on the background of people disagreeing with movement of the ANC in 1959, the PAC was then formed, led by Robert Subuku, and it's behind that movement where they saw that the ANC is slowly drifting away from its core beliefs. They are now getting into this nonsense of multiracial. The land belongs to everyone who lives in it. Then the PAC was like, no, we can't agree with this. You understand what I'm saying? So it's disappointing to see them join hands with the DA. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. I can understand. You know, politicians, they always look after their stomach. I can understand. Maybe they're thinking of one ministry that they can lead or whatever is going on there. I don't know. But I'm saying, hi. No, man. We don't want, just imagine now, strategically, I joined the DA to be in close proximity to gain favor so that I can spy on them within the DA. Man, no. Sorry. If we cannot intelligently beat them from outside, selling ourselves to be in the inside is a wrong move for Pan-Africanists. That's what I say. I don't know what you guys are saying. You guys will tell me on the comment section if you agree with that. But for me, if that is the strategy for them to be closer, I understand it, but I don't agree with it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So thank you so much for everyone who's supporting the channel. Thank you so much for everyone who's subscribed to African Mojolo with your boy King, where we discuss relationship, marriages, and all types of mojolo from an African perspective. So if you are into those type of stuff, go and check out that channel. If you like it, please subscribe, like, leave a comment also that side. And also don't forget to leave a comment on this channel also. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism.